Nobody knows when you can come into money, but what if I had $1 billion? I would create a WNBA team.
I got the juice, I play for hours. Coldest thing running, unlimited power. Doing my thing.
So I kind of talked about it on my threads and my Twitter account about how I watched an interview between Fran Harris and the Women's Hoop Show with Jordan Robinson, and how they talked about how the behind the scenes business of WNBA and NBA business dealerships and stuff like that, to where when you want to do an expansion team, you have to get the team together, get your money together, all of that. But the fact that NBA teams have the ability to hop to the front of the line versus the people that are independent in independent cities like your Austins with what Fran Harris was trying to do, your Nashvilles, and different places that are going to be separated from where the NBA teams are, which I get it. It's a safe baseline, but I mean, at the end of the day, you got to allow the WNBA to grow outside of the shadow of the NBA. And I just never realized it was like that, but I like Fran Harris's business model. I would definitely go back and say, if I was a billionaire, I would not go and try to build a WNBA team and, make an expansion team, because now you're going to have to play the waiting game. And, it's almost like I would rather wait to see when all the NBA teams are done, jumping in on this stock while it's growing, and then put my name in the hat with my team and say, all right, here's my team and I want to put it here. We've done the research, blah, 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 blah. What I would do if I was a billionaire now, and I'm saying this like, $1 billion coming. Hold on, y'all. Follow me. Everything's going to be all right. I would definitely put more of my money, a ton of my money, into both Exalt and Upshot, because Upshot and Exalt are the things that are going to keep our ladies home instead of going overseas so much, which, granted, if you can go overseas and have success and do all that, whatever, cool. But when it comes to time to be able to be called upon to go into the WNBA, whether it be for injuries or whatever the case may be, and then obviously waiting on expansion as well, you can stay home, you can stay here with your brand deals and all this other stuff. And it just makes more sense to keep people here and grow and develop. And then hopefully what I think Fran is doing with Exalt is she's probably putting, because she said she's not doing like Upshot where they have Southeast teams, because Upshot it's got 4 teams, and they are in Savannah, Greensboro, Charlotte, and Jacksonville or something like that. Whereas Exalt is spread out strategically throughout the U.S. And when she said that in that interview, I was like, oh, she's got something up her sleeve. So I think she's trying to do similar to what I talked to a follower or a friend on Threads, and how they talked about the NBA would probably look more toward, when it comes to talking to independent people trying to pull an expansion team out there, they're looking for continued success, the ability to not fall or fold in the area that you are. So I think the Exalt locations of these teams are going to be similar to places where WNBA teams could potentially be. Because we talked about how Nashville has Athletes Unlimited, and they have the basketball there and haven't had it there for years. And it showed that that's a market that could be tapped. So you could put a WNBA team there. She was talking about getting one for Austin there. And it's crazy that we still don't have, another one of those Texas teams, which I think they said Houston is probably another one that's coming, as well as Philadelphia. And then obviously we don't have any more, the Cali teams and the Florida. I mean, so there's a lot of, somebody posted a picture of the fan bases and the amount of counties around those teams that are fighting for tickets and stuff like that, and it's only going to get worse as popularity grows. There's going to be people coming from everywhere, so you kind of need to be able to split those people off into teams so everybody can go to these games and stuff like that. But yeah, I would definitely keep my eye on Exalt. I'm supporting them all, but like Exalt seems like something different's going on, and like if it takes off, if it does what it's supposed to do, you could probably see her being the mastermind behind what I've been talking about forever, which is creating a G League or a developmental league for ladies to go to when they don't get picked up by a team. And obviously, as we expand and things like that, more people will have a chance to be on the back of rosters. But until we get to that point, we obviously, like I've said before, keep them here, keep them growing their brands, keep them getting better, and hopefully attach them to coaches and eventually WNBA teams so that they can still get that learning and understanding of the schemes and stuff like that, so they're not just out there playing crazy willy-nilly. Because I think the one thing the G League lost is growth in some players. Like now, it just seems like a place where people, after they're injured, they throw them down there to get them back into some kind of game shape. Not many times have I seen people go down there and super develop. Like you have it's opportunity, it's politics and all that, but you don't see a ton of growth stories from it. But I think early on you did. It's just kind of different now. But that's just my take. But I can't wait to see what Fran does it, where she puts each team. I'm going to support the best I can, and if I hit $1 million, $2 million, 100,000, wherever, I'm going to support. I'm going to put it into it, and I think y'all should too, because the WNBA doesn't need it. They have their own plans. Like I said, they got Philly and Houston coming. They got Cleveland coming. Clearly, there's a model to lock arms with the NBA and wherever they want to put teams, and then we'll see what happens once they allow the independent teams to put in bids and grow the game. It's in an interesting place, women hoops is, and I can't wait to see where it goes and Fran Harris's hand in it all. Like Cheryl and all them with Upshot is going to play a big part too, but I don't know. Between those two and Unrivaled and, again, the Women's Basketball League, there's a lot going on that I'm wondering if some of this is going to last, some of this is going to clash, and how some of this, like all these work together. Like Unrivaled is your top players, and it's big-time bright lights. It's a different model altogether. It's 3-on-3 and 1-on-1. Whereas Upshot and Exalt and the Women's Basketball League's 5-on-5, but you got Upshot with only 4 teams, whereas Exalt could be anywhere from 4 to more teams. So, and there's still so much we don't know about the Women's Basketball League and how long it's going to take to get started, because the other two are ready to go pretty much by tomorrow, next year. So, yeah, if there's any place to put it, it's going to be putting in the development and the growth from the under as far as women's basketball. Yeah, okay, we can give our, do what we can to support the WNBA and things like that. And I think they're working on that with the CBA and everything. But I think the biggest thing is supporting and helping the women's game from the side of development and the path from college, which we love and follow so much. And, that's my girl there, and that's the UConn girls and the South Carolina girls. And supporting them from that point to their pro dreams when there's not a lot of pro dreams to be had in terms of WNBA spots and even big-time spots overseas. But until next time, it's your boy Juice signing off. Y'all have a good one.
Feel it in the spirit and the supernatural and factual. Cash and flow was that I watch I never understand. Cup in hand, but it won't be served. I'm smarter than that. Rather be